Hey everybody, this is Jim of Animateducated, and I don't really have anyone to interview today. I kind of was thinking about doing some other stuff. I used to animate long, long ago on the first Animaniacs. Yes, I worked on that show, and one of my favorite characters was Pinky and the Brain. So here we have a construction drawing of what the brain looked like. And so recently what I decided to do is to try to make this character into 3D. So I got some armature wire. This is pretty flimsy, but you can double it up and it gets pretty strong. So I got some of that. I got some Sculpey. Sculpey is kind of like modeling clay. It will get hard if you leave it alone. If you mess with it, it gets softens up and everything. But it's really cool because you can actually bake this stuff and make it hard. So, once you're all done, you can do that. And so what I did is I took took this and I made a little armature. Of course, I don't have it right now. But then the head of the brain, I kind of wrapped aluminum foil, kind of made an aluminum foil ball. And then I put all like thin, pieces of this and kind of all over his head. And I made this. Yeah, so here he is. And I had fun with this. There is a little imperfections. I'll point them out to you, of course. There's like the 3 little lines here. It looks very odd. It looks kind of like why he's so pissed off. But that's only because the head is so heavy. When I put it in the oven, it was on a rack, and the rack had these lines through it. And even though I put like aluminum foil on there to kind of balance it, it still looks got some lines in it. But this was pretty fun to make, and I haven't made one of these in a long time. I even got the tail. Look at the tail, looks pretty good. But yeah, this is one of those things that just trying to get that expression of his face. I don't know if you can see that. And also learning about like his eyes. What I did with his eyes is I started to just take, eyeballs of Sculpey, and then I was going to paint it. But then, as you can see, it's really hard to paint if you go in there. So what I did is Sculpey has colored, this is a white, clay. Sculpey, white Sculpey, there's black Sculpey, blue Sculpey, red Sculpey, pink Sculpey, a whole bunch of different colors. This is just your plain modeling type right here. Yeah, so I was just trying to get his expression and just his thing. And so what it is, I got this one piece of wire sticking out because my goal was that I was going to take this kind of piece of wood here and drill a little hole there and put him, in the hole like this, and hopefully he would stand up, and he does pretty good. I'm really surprised because this is so heavy. He could easily fall back or fall forward. But yeah, so there he is. There's my brain. Anyway, so that's the brain. So I'm going to have the brain is going to be about here. And then I'm trying to make Pinky now. So here's a model sheet from Animaniacs of Pinky. And I've blown it up. And I'm going to put him. My goal here is I'm going to, as soon as I get this Pinky done, because if I put brain in here, and maybe Pinky turns out to be really small or something. I want to make sure that the brain here is going to stay there, just like that. Not going to fall over. So I have to make sure that my Pinky, and I was trying to make him as small as I could, but more of a brain. So here's gonna okay, so there he is. So I'm thinking that's about how big they're gonna be together, maybe a little smaller, something like this. I didn't document the making of this guy, which I really should have. So now I'm gonna try to document Pinky, which just starts off as a 2D drawing like this. And I'm going to see if I can make it into a 3D character like this. If this goes well, I'm going to try to do some other sculpts, because it's kind of fun, especially when you haven't done it in a long time, and maybe you've never done something like this. So I've found that you just have to build the shapes roughly and then just start putting in the detail slowly. So yeah, so let's take a look and we'll see what this looks like. See that? His face here. All right.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spiced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain. Before each night is done, their plan will be unfurled by the dawning of the sun. They'll take over the world. They're Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. Their twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove their mousy worth, they'll overthrow the earth. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain. Arf!
Pinky, when will you ever be done? I hope you enjoyed this video and this terrible impersonation of the Brain. Anyway, please subscribe to Animateducated so we can do something else.